Welcome back, sports fans. If you are new here, please click on subscribe, like, and bell buttons on this channel. Today we're diving into the dark side of football, where superstition and curses reign supreme. We've scoured the globe to bring you 5 football clubs that just can't seem to catch a break, no matter how hard they try. From mysterious injuries to heartbreaking losses, these teams have been plagued by misfortune for years. So, get ready to explore the supernatural side of soccer as we take a look at 5 football clubs around the world that are totally cursed. Let's kick it off. Tottenham. Spurs have not won the English top flight since 1961, which is a much longer title drought than Liverpool's before they finally won in 2020. In the 2015-16 season, when Tottenham finally put up a challenge, Leicester City unexpectedly pulled off a remarkable victory, which made it even more challenging for Spurs. Had Leicester not achieved this historic feat, Tottenham might have become the Premier League champions. And Mauricio Pochettino's young team would not have crumbled under the pressure of the title race. To add insult to injury, Tottenham's performance deteriorated after they conceded the title in a 2-2 draw with Chelsea. They lost their last 2 matches and dropped below Arsenal, their fierce rivals who had been out of the title race for weeks but managed to catch up in the end. It was a situation where only Spurs could finish third in a 2-horse race. However, things have both changed and remained the same since then. Tottenham managed to finish above Arsenal in the 2016-17 season and have done so consistently ever since. Furthermore, their progress to the Champions League final in the 2018-19 season demonstrated the significant progress the club has made since their collapse at Stamford Bridge. Despite their progress, Tottenham has not won a trophy since their League Cup triumph in 2008. As long as the club continues to fall short of winning silverware, fans will feel as though there is a curse upon them. This season has been particularly disappointing for the fans as they were knocked out of their last 2 competitions for the 2022-23 season after losing to Milan and Sheffield United within a week. In the words of Giorgio Chiellini, "It's the history of Tottenham, they always miss something at the end." Indeed, Antonio Conte's recent dismissal was somewhat related to his frustration with Tottenham's performance. He went on an extraordinary rant about the club after they conceded 2 goals in the final moments of the match against Southampton, resulting in a 3-3 draw. Tottenham's story is this: 20 years there is this owner and they never won something, Conte said last weekend. We are 11 players that go into the pitch. I see selfish players, I see players that don't want to help each other and don't put their heart. Absolutely brutal. Benfica. From 1959 to 1962, Benfica was managed by Bela Gutmann, who led the team to win 2 Portuguese top-flight titles and 2 European Cups as a former Hungarian footballer. He believed that he deserved a pay raise, which the club rejected. In response, Gutmann put a curse on the club. Not in 100 years from now will Benfica ever be European champion. True to his words, the club has not won the European Cup since then, despite their continued efforts to do so. Since 1962, Benfica has made it to 8 European finals, including 5 in the European Cup and 3 in the UEFA Cup Europa League. However, they have lost all 8 of these finals. The most recent one was in the 2013-14 Europa League final when they lost to Sevilla on penalties. A year earlier, they had lost to Chelsea in the same competition due to a last-minute goal. Despite their European struggles, Benfica has been mostly dominant in the domestic scene, winning a record 37 Primera Liga titles, including 4 consecutive titles in the last decade. However, the fans are still hoping for the curse to be lifted soon and for the club to finally achieve success in European competition. Bayer Leverkusen. During the 2001-02 season, Bayer Leverkusen ended up as the second-place team in the Bundesliga, the German Cup, and the Champions League, which led to them being dubbed Neverkusen. It was an incredibly unlucky streak, made worse by the fact that they had also finished as Bundesliga runners-up for 3 consecutive years from 1999 to 2002. Leverkusen's string of bad luck continued in more recent times, as they finished as runners-up in the 2010-11 Bundesliga season and were beaten in the German Cup final 2 years earlier. This unfortunate streak has persisted despite the team's consistent efforts. Even the German national team was not immune to Leverkusen's curse, as 5 of their players were part of the squad that lost to Brazil in the 2002 World Cup final. All in all, it's been a long-standing and frustrating pattern of misfortune for the team. Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain has been able to assert their dominance over French football, winning the Ligue 1 championship in 8 of the past 10 years due to the financial investment in the club. Nevertheless, they have been left frustrated as their pursuit of European success has not been fulfilled. In an attempt to address their lack of progress in the Champions League, PSG made a drastic move by paying a record-breaking fee of €220 million to acquire Neymar from Barcelona. This transfer deal sent shockwaves throughout the world of football and destabilized the European transfer market. However, Neymar's impact on PSG's Champions League fortunes has been disappointing, as he has consistently suffered metatarsal fractures at the crucial round of 16 stage, which is the exact point in the competition that the team is most eager to win. PSG experienced a similar setback 4 seasons ago that resembled the infamous La Remontada, when they suffered a crushing 6-1 defeat to Barcelona after leading by 4 goals in the first leg. In a Champions League round of 16 match against Manchester United, PSG seemed to be on their way to the quarterfinals after winning the first leg 2-0 at Old Trafford. However, they were stunned by a humiliating 3-1 defeat in the second leg at home and were eliminated on away goals, with a controversial VAR decision going against them in the dying moments of the game. PSG did manage to reach the Champions League final in 2020, and Neymar remained injury-free throughout the competition. However, they were unable to overcome Bayern Munich, who were far superior to any other team in the tournament, and Bayern claimed their 6th Champions League title. PSG's issues have already resurfaced this season, as they lost to Bayern Munich once again in the round of 16 without the services of the injured Neymar. Mexico national team. Drawing a comparison between Mexico and Arsenal in international football, we can see that Mexico approaches every World Cup with a combination of enthusiasm and apprehension, much like Arsenal in domestic football. However, prior to the 2022 World Cup, Mexico had consistently faced the same disappointing outcome, being knocked out in the round of 16 every year. Indeed, Mexico were knocked out at the last 16 across 7 World Cups in a row between 1994 and 2018, when they lost to Bulgaria on penalties. Brazil edged past them in 2018 despite the Mexicans' impressive group stage displays, while Qatar was an absolute disaster as they failed to progress beyond the group stage. The repeated occurrence of being knocked out at the same stage of the World Cup can have a negative impact on the team's psychology, leading to nerves every time they progress beyond the group stage. With this in mind, it remains to be seen whether the 2026 World Cup will finally provide Mexico with the motivation to break the curse and put an end to their consistent round of 16 eliminations. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.